Another group that's been in the news a lot this year has been Intel. There's been all sorts of trials and tribulations with Intel. Tom, I think they're one of your favorite companies in our coverage along the year.
They are, and we've spent a lot of time talking about them because, quite honestly, there's been a lot of news. If you remember, we closed out 2024 with a lot of bad news, honestly. So, how did 2025 start out? Honestly, it was a lot more down than up. We found out back in February that Intel was not going to release Falcon Shores. This was a big hit to what a lot of people considered to be kind of one of their make or break moments. There started to be some rumors around that same time that Broadcom might be looking to buy out some of those chip designs that Intel had been working on the cheap. You know, how it feels whenever the vultures start circling, it's maybe time to hang it up. And then news came that that big Ohio fab facility that Stephen Foskett has been so excited about was going to have to be pushed out a few years because of construction, but also because of cash flow issues and some potential changes to the CHIPS Act. And it was not really looking good for them. Now, one might be forgiven for thinking that the appointment of a new CEO in March was going to be the start of Intel's big recovery. And Lip-Bu Tan came in really ready to work. He created some big restructuring plans for the organization. He did things like brokering the sale of controlling interest in Altera to Silver Lake. You know, that was a big thing that Intel was very prideful of, and maybe this was going to give them some cash to turn the ship. The rest of the next quarter, though, all we could talk about was Intel's layoffs. And some of these were confirmed kind of publicly. Some of them weren't. And we were hearing lots of numbers, 15,000 here, 17,000 there. It really, really hurt the industry because those thousands of jobs almost had to be sacrificed in order to get Intel back on track to their core business. But layoffs are never good for any companies like this. I mean, things were looking pretty bad for Intel. I mean, how could it possibly get any worse? I know. Back in August, President Trump said publicly that Lip-Bu Tan had conflicts of interest and he needed to resign as the CEO of the company. I think that's pretty much the point that they hit rock bottom. But I know that that's the case because that really was the beginning of Intel's comeback in 2025, because it took less than a week and we started to hear that Intel was securing investments. SoftBank bought in, NVIDIA bought in, and the U.S. federal government made a deal that would see 10% of Intel's proceeds going back to the U.S. government. After that, everything took off. Intel was no longer the punchline of a joke and also ran in the company. It was more than that, because we started to hear rumors that maybe Apple was going to be looking at Intel again as a partner on chip manufacturing. We also saw that because of the announcements of all of those investments, that Intel decided not to sell off their networking business unit. We just covered that last week on the rundown. It seems like money fixes all problems. Intel, most importantly, though, is positioning themselves to be the domestic chip manufacturing giant, because one of the things that we've seen that's kind of been a subtext for everything going on this year is the looming tariffs that are being positioned against companies, being used as weapons against other investment vehicles. And Intel, being a domestic chip manufacturer, is effectively tariff-proof. Instead of having TSMC need to come over and build a fab in Arizona to beat those tariffs, Intel already has fabs positioned everywhere, and they're trying to do more. They just need a little bit more runway in order to be able to pull that off. Honestly, at this point, time will tell if this is enough to get them back on the right track. But having weathered everything that they've weathered this year, I can't imagine that Intel has much less position to fall from, because they are slowly gaining the momentum, which doesn't seem like a lot against what's been going on in the AI market, but there is an opportunity for them to kind of right the ship finally.